So I played one of the worst matches I've ever played in my life. It's also one of the shortest matches I've ever played in my life. I'm going to show you from a couple of different perspectives what happened and just go over what was bad and what was worse. This is going to be the first perspective. It's going to be from the top of the map. I am playing as Red Force. CT Fujiwara is my username. I'm at the top right of the map from this perspective. So the attack starts out with a seed plane coming in and blowing up my only radar AA, and obviously I wasn't expecting that, so I didn't turn off my radar AA. Then it happens to be that they bring in two longbows, which is gonna be really hard to deal with since I only have an MI2 at the front right now. I do have Estrella and FLA, SFL, whatever it is, coming up the road, but obviously they're not here and they can't really deal with these units. And those units would have probably been dead anyway because longbows would have been able to fire on them before they, were able to fire back at the longbows. Since I don't have any AA left at the front, aircraft are rolling in, just bombing whatever units I have. This is just really sad to look at. At this point, I'm just panicking and looking at the unit section, looking at what can I bring in, what can I use to save this front. What I should have been doing instead is pulling all my units back and setting up a defensive position, because I could have used the Strela and the FLAs to destroy the longbows if I had hid them in forests. But I didn't do that, and I was just completely stunned. They bring in an armored column, and I have two T-62s, which if I had set up in forests around the road, I would have been able to pop those guys most likely, if they had come all the way back to whatever defensive line I had set up. There goes all of my units that I brought into the front, except for these BTRDs and that CV that I have there. What I should have done is also brought that CV back. I should have just brought the entire thing back in general. Instead, I bring out two MI2s and they take out those longbows, which is pretty embarrassing to the enemy. They do get eventually destroyed, but I think two longbows for two MI2s was kind of worth it. Although this entire situation is just irrelevant, because I'm going to get destroyed either way, even if these MI2s had survived. OH takes out that MI2, this MI2 runs out of missiles before it can take out the OH, etc, etc. I bring in a short-range ATGM unit, which also gets destroyed, although one guy survives, even though that's pretty worthless. I do turn off his weapons just to see how long I can make him live, but it doesn't really help. What also doesn't help is that my teammates had brought in boats, even though that's not what I needed. I needed choppers and I needed AA. This just this is just an entire fiasco, and I'm just so sad about it. Um, I bring in a chopper later on. It doesn't really help. It blows up a couple units, but gets taken out by AA as well. We lose the game, etc., etc. Now, the worst part is what happened from the other perspective. This is the left side of the map. It's pretty embarrassing what happens over here. Now, Spec over there, he deals with whatever units that attack him, and he's pretty good at, taking out the main force, etc., etc. And there are not that many units on this side because most of them are on my front. Then what happens is Soldier over here just does the most baffling thing. He sends those 3 units to the right to that bridge, and they get destroyed. To what looks like just a couple of units, not really that many. He could have taken them out with a good chopper push. And he has all those units sitting there in that city in front of him. He doesn't notice that and then lets those guys just roll down that road, and it's just so irritating to me. Alright, just don't do what he did and don't do what I did. If you get attacked like that, just pull back to a defensive line and then attack them after that. Uh, I'm just going to go play another match, but seriously, don't do that and don't let that happen to you. Keep calm, don't panic. Thanks for watching.